What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Impact Gaming Center's live coverage of our Modern 1K RCQ. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us this morning. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as we have tons of content like this on the channel, live gameplay. But yes, this is our Modern RCQ. And we have Alan on Jeskai Control against Ben on Boros Energy. This should be a good one. We have 6 rounds of Swiss. So one. There we go. But yeah, thank you all so much. We got an Amped Raptor entering the battlefield. And that will bring with it a Blood Moon. So unfortunately, cannot cast that. And a pass back to Allen. Let's see what this turn brings. We've got Allen on Jeskai Control. I do have deck lists here, so it should be pretty straightforward. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us today, especially if you're watching live on Twitch. We've got 6 rounds plus top 8, so 9 total rounds today. We've got the esteemed head judge. And here's a Flage going to take down the Amped Raptor. But we got Stephen Hagen is our L2, presiding over today's RCQ. So shout out to him. And yeah, if you are looking for Magic the Gathering cards, paper, sealed product, anything, head on over to impactgamingcenter.gg to go shopping. Got tons of cards ready for you, and we also have board games, D&D, Warhammer, Pokemon, you name it, we got it. And Alan going to take a little cut ski, and here is an Ocelot Pride, followed by, ooh, yeah, that's pretty good, 1-2 punch there. Goblin Bombardment, followed up on the Ocelot Pride. Alan does have a Supreme Verdict in hand. As I'm taking a look now, we've only got 1 Supreme Verdict in his list. So I'm not sure if he doesn't want to deploy that yet. He does not, it looks like. So back to Ben. Gonna get in there. Ooh, he's also got a... it's like a Wrath of the Skies as well. So 4 Wrath of the Skies, 1 Supreme Verdict. Oh, how times have changed. And, you know, Supreme Verdict used to be the premier removal spell. Consigned to Memory also in Alan's hand, it looks like. Been kind of playing with his hand, his cards on the table face down, so not quite sure exactly what he's got. Alan having quite the time with the life tracker. Alrighty, Ben, gonna play this Fable of the Mirror Breaker entering the battlefield. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, of course, a very powerful saga. Try and get this on screen for you. Alrighty. And here it is for you. That's Fable the Mirror Breaker's front side. Makes a goblin. Discard 2 cards on Chapter 2, and then you get to exile it, and it flips into kind of just a Kiki-Jiki without haste. So pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. What's up, River of Tears? How you doing today? Welcome back. We are so back, in fact. All right, Alan going to take a Surveil. Now might be the time. Flage to the bin. That's a pretty nice hit. Just woke up. Hey, I probably woke up just right before you. It's a lot earlier than I normally wake up, that's for sure. But we're in there. I got a Dr. Pepper, got some caffeine in me. We're rocking and rolling, ready for 9 total rounds of modern action. It's going to be a blast. But Alan consulting the hand, thinking about his play. Very meticulous player, very good player. Played on the Pro Tour before. So he's done this whole thing. Trying to decide which removal spell he wants to deploy here. Wrath of the Skies could clear up just about everything, assuming he has the mana for it. I'm not sure if he does, but it looks like he does. But it looks like he's flicking the Supreme Verdict to the front of the pile. And there is a Verdict, which is going to take care of all the critters. Alan going to drop to 18. And anytime there's a life discrepancy, folks, please go by their life counter and not mine. I'm doing everything there. I don't have a production team. I am the production team and the commentator, and I get all the matches together. So, you know, if my life total is off a little bit, give me some grace, because definitely not the easiest thing to do. And we have a Johnny and an Ocelot Pride, and just like that, Ben has got his board. Goblin Bombardment, gonna attempt to sack here. Oh, it's a subtlety was the card. In response, though, Alan is going to be forced into tagging this Ajani, and the other cat's going to get sacked, so Ajani will end up flipping regardless. Down to 16 off the Goblin Bombardments. Zero makes a cat and deals 1 damage to Alan. So down to 15 goes Alan. So after a Supreme Verdict, Ben now has a Planeswalker and a creature on board. This Boros deck, very good at rebuilding. But here is a pretty much one of the biggest haymakers that Alan could have played. The One Ring, he'll have protection and draws a card. Surveils off the Meticulous Archive. Contemplating whether he wants to keep that on top. Alan's deck is very good at dealing with just about every permanent type except for Planeswalker. Planeswalker is the one that kind of just gets under the radar. But here's Wrath of the Skies. Artifact, creature, and enchantment. Unfortunately, does not hit Planeswalkers for Alan. So that Wrath of the Skies, not going to be able to do too much against this Ajani. And Ajani could just run away with it if Alan can't find some type of way to get that thing off the table. Granted, he does have creatures in this deck, so it's not like old. Ooh, and there's a Blood Moon, though. That is a Secret Lair Blood Moon. Going to enter the battlefield. And that's going to be really rough for Alan, because every single land except for that plains there is non-basics, and now they're all mountains. Upsy daisies, puts a counter, and passes back. So here we go. What do we got, Alan? Looking at his hand, looking at the battlefield, just kind of shaking his head. All he can do here, draw 2 cards. He did lose 1 life from the One Ring. Force of Negation and Galvanic Discharge. All right, let's take a look at Galvanic Discharge right here for the people. And Alan just going to call it. Ben going to go up a game here in round number 1. Yeah, that was pretty rough. You know, Blood Moon, when you have everything... everything is non-basic is pretty rough. Let's take a look. I do have their deck list here. So let's take a look at these. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. Let's take a look, though. Celestial Purge is certainly, this is for Alan's deck. Celestial Purge. Deafening Science, Force Negation, Vert Polarity, Narset, Obsidian Charmaw, Solitude, Surgical Interferi. I could definitely see, well, Celestial Purge is definitely a consideration here. You could also go Solitude, and I could even see an argument for Teferis. And then over to Ben's deck. Bone Crusher, Harsh Mentor, Sun Cleanser. Sun Cleanser for sure coming in. Celestial Purge, Rending Volley, Damping Sphere, Soul Guide, Lantern, and Chain to the Rocks. So Soul Guide, Lantern, and Sun Cleansers for sure coming in for Ben. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We are live here at Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights at 49 Ludwig Drive. If you're in the St. Louis area and you see this on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitch, come on up. We have Friday Night Magic. We got Modern and Commander on Fridays. We got Commander also on Wednesdays and Sundays. CEDH is on Thursday, and then we've got Pioneer on Mondays. So come on up, have some fun. If you're not in the area, we have a website. It's impactgamingcenter.gg. You can purchase singles. We have a pretty wide selection of Magic the Gathering, Lorcana, Star Wars Unlimited, and Pokemon. Sealed product as well. But we've got more than just trading card games. But yeah, go check that out as these players finish up sideboarding and get set to do battle here in round 1, game 2. I assume Alan will be on the play. But yeah, how's everybody's weekend going? Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And it looks like these guys are already ready to roll. So let's kick it down to the battlefield. Alan going to try and muster up a win here in game number 2. Alan's deck's all foil. He's going to take them all again. Ben's deck's pretty foil too, I got to say. Both decks are gorgeous. Both decks are absolutely gorgeous. And here we go. This is live coverage, baby. Alrighty. Alan gonna mulligan here. Gonna be at 6. Oof. Is that a ton of lands in a counterspell? Showing us. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. And Flooded Strand pass. Gonna fetch out a Plains and play Guide of Souls. Does that mean Ben has a Blood Moon? Either way, though, Alan's gonna get a Meticulous Archive here to get some Surveil action and hopefully be able to sculpt the top of his library so that he can draw some action here. I'm assuming if this is a spell, it's staying on top. If it's a land, you'll see Alan immediately put it to the graveyard. Yeah, Celestial Purge. Hey, ding ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That was one of the cards I presumed was coming in. Unfortunately, on this board, doesn't do a whole lot, but he'll have it in his back pocket for a later turn. Flooded Strand, pass back to Ben. Ben going to take a draw step. So hard to see what's in Ben's hand. He's kind of shadowed there. Another Guide of Souls, which is going to trigger, which is going to take him back to 20. And Guide of Souls is going to get in, drop Alan down to 19, pass back, fetch. And will this be another Surveil land? I will say Celestial Purge, obviously, you bring it in this matchup, but the fact that it whiffs on a bunch of Ben's early game threats is pretty rough. Like Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls, both just mono white. All right, well, I'm assuming this is going to be a spell. Solitude, pretty good one. He's cooking now. Gonna play red-white Surveil land. And a pass back. Here's an Ether Hub, which is going to add an energy. And here's Ocelot Pride. So Alan could counterspell this if he wants. It's a pretty good threat, but Alan shrugs and says sure, which will trigger twice. That means Ben goes to 22 and up to 4 energy. And going to get in there. Pay 3 energy to give this Guide of Souls plus 2/+1/+1 counters and a flying counter, which is going to drop Alan down to 13. In step, Ocelot Pride's going to trigger, make a kitty, which means Ben will gain 2 more life thanks to the Guide of Souls and 2 energy, up to 24. Back to Alan. That's a tune the narrative. So that could potentially find him something pretty juicy and generate some energy for him. And just a pass back. Alan being very, very patient here. Remember, folks, life is a resource in Magic the Gathering. So here's a Ragavan being cast. Might be time to make a move. Tune the narrative. Looks like what we're going to do. Yep. Get 2 energy. And I think he drew a Solitude. Pretty good draw. Double Solitude in hand. Two triggers. Gain 2 life. Gain 2 energy up to 5. And up to 26 life. And it's combat time. Get in with the team. Solitude will come down. Pitching Solitude. So we'll hit the Guide of Souls that is about to become a flying 3/3. So that was with the trigger on the stack, of course. So, and a Celestial Purge for the monkey. So down to 8, up to 28 for Ben. Both players playing pretty tight here, I got to say. They're keeping up with the life total. Good communication happening. Love to see it. Love to see clean play. Alan going to fetch down to 7. Alan would love some kind of wrath here, that's for sure. I think that was a land. Yeah, Steam Vents. Does he have Island Steam Vents? Counterspell? Is that what's in his hand? Island Go. Into the turn, we're going to Lightning Bolt your face. And Alan is going to call it. Wow, Boros Energy taking down Jeskai. Control 2 games to 0 in pretty quick fashion. And again, folks, both players, good players. Both players, I can vouch for both of them. Alan, like I said, has played on the Pro Tour before. Ben is a solid player, obviously representing Impact Gaming Center with his, team impact. So, yeah, Ben, though, going to take it. 2 games to 0. Thank you all so much for hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube, click on one of these videos that are about to pop up. We've got tons and tons of content for you. And if you're watching live, stick around. We've got round 2 coming up here at Impact Gaming Center. Regional Championship Qualifier 1K. And again, if you're shopping for Magic cards, Pokemon, Lorcana, anything like that, or other gaming supplies, hit up impactgamingcenter.gg. You can find some really, really good cards, whatever you need. I'm Les Alex, and until the next round, I will catch you out on the Flippy Flop. Adios.